Hello, this is Michael Paul with New Orleans Scottish Rite College. I'd like to do a video today dealing with visitors and lodges. Now, for the purpose of this video, visiting a lodge means a lodge at labor. A lodge function such as Bring a Friend Night, Ladies Night, Awards Night, or any other type of public event will be done either before or after the lodge is opened or closed, or during refreshment. Bringing non-Masons into a lodge at labor is never allowed and can result in Masonic discipline by your Grand Lodge. There is a procedure for trying anyone seeking to visit your lodge that is prescribed by your Grand Lodge. Follow the rules and regulations of your Grand Lodge for testing anyone who wishes to visit your lodge during a business meeting or degree. Fraternal relations are also an issue, and lodges should have printed or even online access to where they can verify if the lodge of a visitor is recognized by your Grand Lodge. For the balance of this video, it will be assumed that all tests and trials have been successfully completed for any visitor to your lodge. For questions on how to properly examine someone seeking to attend your lodge, how to determine if a lodge is recognized by your Grand Lodge, or any of the questions as to if a visitor is qualified to visit your lodge at labor, please contact your Grand Secretary's office where the proper information for your Grand Lodge will be provided. I strongly advise you not to assume anything in regard to visitors and to follow all rules, customs, and laws of your Grand Lodge. If you're not sure of anything, find out from your Grand Lodge. Since Masons call each other brother, there is a suggestion of family. It's not so much of a stretch to equate a lodge with our home. In each of our homes, we have certain customs that may be particular to our own family. Likewise, lodges may have their own customs as well. One thing, however, is common in all homes or lodges. We extend politeness and respect to visitors, and we expect the same from them. A visitor to your home or your lodge is expected to respect your customs and practices. Likewise, you want all visitors to feel welcome, and you want them to know that you appreciate the time taking to visit you. While all of the members of the lodge can contribute to making a visitor feel welcome, the two officers who have the most responsibility once the lodge goes to labor is the Worshipful Master and the Senior Deacon. Now I realize that in some lodges, they're in trouble, and the office of Senior Deacon might well be occupied by someone either brand new to Masonry or by someone who just happened to be there on election night and agreed to accept the position. What I mean by this is that the Senior Deacon of some lodges might have little to no experience or knowledge of the office. Since, with the exception of degrees, the Senior Deacon does not have a speaking part for most all of the duties during the opening or closing of the lodge, there is sometimes a misguided feeling that anyone can hold this position. Very little is sometimes expected from someone offered this position. During degrees, the Senior Deacon is often replaced by someone who does know the work. But the problems often come when the Senior Deacon is called upon to receive visitors. It is usually an embarrassing situation to watch a Senior Deacon who has no clue how to properly receive visitors stumble through the basic introduction of visitors. Truthfully, there is no excuse for Senior Deacons not knowing how to receive visitors or knowing any aspect of their office. The blame for a Senior Deacon woefully ignorant of his duties lies not only with him for not learning the work, but also with the Worshipful Master, who has not made sure that he knows the work or replaced him with someone who does. Regular lodges of instruction, where particular emphasis is placed on how to properly introduce and receive visitors to the lodge, should be held. A junior deacon who does not know how to fill in for the senior deacon and perform all of his duties should not be advanced to the office of senior deacon when the time comes. Excuses that the lodge has no one available to fill these positions and has to take anyone available with or without knowledge or experience of the position only exposes the lodge as one that has failed in its basic duties. A successful lodge will insist that appointed officers know their duties and perform them with a high degree of proficiency. A successful lodge will also insist that elected officers also know their duties and perform them with a high degree of proficiency, or they will not be elected to the next office come election night. The concept that loyalty demands that you keep someone in office and advance them simply because they accepted a position and show up with no concern over their ability or lack of it to perform their duties is a misguided and flat-out incorrect sense of loyalty that quickly drives nails into the coffin of any lodge. Such unfortunate beliefs can contribute significantly to a lodge's eventual failure. Our loyalty should be to the lodge and whatever is in the best interest of the lodge. The worshipful master sets the tone for how visitors should be received, and many times lodge customs come into play. For example, in some lodges, visitors are asked to stand and introduce themselves. Once this is done, the worshipful master will say a few words welcoming the visitor and then move on to other business. In other lodges, the custom may be to call upon the senior deacon to escort a visitor west of the altar and have the introduction and welcoming words done there. If the visitor is a dignitary or holds any office in the Grand Lodge or any appendant body, the worshipful master may invite him to a seat in the east. This is at the will and pleasure of the worshipful master, and truthfully, unless your Grand Lodge has particular rules guiding a worshipful master as to who can be escorted to the east for a seat near the worshipful master, then anyone could be invited to a seat in the east. The worshipful master, as well as the senior deacon, should be proficient as to giving grand honors and the ceremonial involved with it. The way to become proficient in the ceremony is to practice it. Most jurisdictions will have the ceremony explained in their monitors, and there will be a public and private ceremonial available depending on if the lodge is at labor or if the grand honors are to be given during a public event. The lodge should practice these ceremonies so that all involved will have a high degree of proficiency in the ceremonies. Fewer things are more embarrassing for a lodge than when a Grand Master or one of his official family visits a lodge and the lodge stumbles through this simple ceremony. A successful worshipful master will make time during a slow business night to rehearse this important ceremony with all members involved. One thing that should be recognized by everyone, and by this I mean lodges receiving visitors as well as visitors themselves, is that jurisdictions each have their own customs and titles that are given to past and present grand officers. For example, I'm a past master and a past district grand lecturer of the Grand Lodge of Louisiana. When addressed in lodge, I'm usually addressed as worshipful brother. This is the same way a current district grand lecturer would be addressed, but not everywhere. I lived for about 10 years in Virginia. I remember the first lodge I visited there. Before the meeting, I was questioned as to any lodge or Grand Lodge offices that I held. I told them the offices I had held. After the lodge was opened, the worshipful master instructed the senior deacon to conduct me west of the altar. I was introduced as Right Worshipful Brother Michael Paul and given the private grand honors and escorted to the east. I was rather surprised, but said nothing until the lodge was over. After the lodge closed, I thanked the worshipful master for his kindness, but mentioned that I am not addressed as Right Worshipful Brother in Louisiana. The district deputy grand master happened to be present and overheard me talking to the master. He jumped in and said, "Well, you're not in Louisiana right now, are you?" He then explained to me that in Virginia, anyone who has served in any office at all in the Grand Lodge is addressed as Right Worshipful Brother. This would include any current or past Grand Lodge officer, and the title would remain for life. I felt a bit awkward, but this was their custom. The other side of the coin would be that one who is a past Grand Lodge officer in a jurisdiction that uses such titles and then visits a lodge under a jurisdiction that does not offer such titles to past Grand Lodge appointive officers. I have seen one case where a brother appeared insulted when he was addressed as Worshipful Brother rather than Right Worshipful Brother as he was accustomed. I really believe this falls into the category of get over yourself. If we place such importance in titles that we become insulted if we do not receive every single title that we believe we are due, then I believe we have missed some of the very basic teachings in Masonry. On the other hand, does it really cost us anything to address someone by a title that is not customary in our jurisdiction, but is the common practice in theirs? I believe it all comes down to basic politeness. Visitors should be polite and appreciative of any consideration given to them by a lodge they visit. They should expect and demand nothing, and should conduct themselves with respect towards the lodge. The same should be extended by the lodge to all visitors. Politeness and respect is a two-way street. A successful lodge is one that will receive and accommodate visitors with all due respect and welcome them as brothers. The worshipful master should make the reception of all visitors a priority and extend to them every courtesy from the lodge. Make them feel welcome and special. Let them know that the time they took to visit you is appreciated. Have their name, lodge, and any offices they hold recorded by the secretary. Giving them a small gift or token of the lodge is always a nice touch. If you visit a lodge, make sure you dress properly and show all respect to the lodge and its officers. If we just take a little time to show that we appreciate visiting or being visited, the whole experience becomes infectious and fraternal bonds are formed and grow. We all win. Thank you for watching. I hope this video has been of some value. If you like the channel, please hit the like button and subscribe to us. See you next time.